Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It is still Sunday, February 2nd, 2020. This is 2020. I'm the Drunk Poker Group. 'Tis beer time. Flagship February. Flagship February started last year. Stephen Beaumont started it. Great beer spirits writer based right here in Ontario. World renowned. What it is talking about is, it initially started as a discussion about American beers, and I don't know if the same applies up here, but it probably does because the flagship brands, the Sierra Nevada Pale Ales, the Sam Adams, whatever, what have you, Anchor Steam Beer, they're flagship beers, they're original core beers. The sales have fallen, and because people pursue the new, the novel. And we all do. Listen, I'm going to talk about this beer right here. I got another beer from them in the fridge that just came out because it's super new and it's awesome. So it's talking about, let's re-examine, let's re-explore, let's discover again the beers that help to shape your craft beer life, the core beers that built a brewery, really. So it's funny with Great Lakes, you're going to have this discussion, and I think at the end of the day, other people are right. But in a personal preference, I'm going to stick with this. Canuck Pale Ale from Great Lakes is probably the most iconic Ontario core beer that there is. The flagship of flagships, if you were Gordy on that can. Mrs. Polk took the Canuck because it's only Pale Ale she likes. For me, it will always be Sir Fuggles Double Bottom and Pompous English Ale. It's a 4.2% English Pale Ale. It is legitimately one of maybe 3 or 4 beers, probably 3 beers, that transformed everything I thought about beer 5 years ago. I first had this beer 5 years ago in January. And it was 100% legitimately changed the way I saw beer. So every year for Flagship February, I bring it back because, it's not the second year of Flagship February, but I bring it back because I think it's underserved. It's one of the best values at the LCBO. It's 3-something. It is bang on. Price-wise, you can't beat the price. The ABV is great for a day like today. We're going to be watching foosballs. Got all the foosballs, a superb owl, as it were. But it's a beautiful beer, and that's something that I think you miss because we're always, RoboHop came out, the New England style RoboHop, and people are just like chasing after it. And I'm thinking, I went and picked one up today too because it's a great beer. But do we sometimes walk by the tried and true? So, notes of caramel, some tea, and like a nice earthy scent to it. It's a great beer. So cheers to Great Lakes for continuing to obviously push the envelope with new beers, but to also deliver core beers and flagship beers that never get old. They're just beautiful. Cheers. It's lovely. See, the thing with this was it was just different enough, but it wasn't scary. It has that caramel sweetness in it, tea, earthy, nuttiness. It's bitter enough, but it's not like an IPA. It's not like Canuck, Pale Ale, or Octopus, where it's got that really heavy bitterness. It still has that kind of beer bitterness in the back end. That's what Flagship can do, right? It can transform your life. Now, 5 years later, obviously, we've got quads and bourbon barrel-aged stouts and sours and NEPAs and EPAs and whatever you want. But it is nice to look back and go, damn, that's a good beer, and that's still a good beer. Taking small sips, I gotta take a picture. And I know this beer, and this beer, once I take my picture, will be gone within moments because it drinks like a champ, and it delivers every single time. So Flagship February continues with Pompous Ass and Sir Fuggles Double Bottom, one of my favorite characters in all of Ontario craft beer. Cheers, my friends. Enjoy your evening. Go Niners. Go Chiefs. Take your pick. Enjoy the game. Take it easy. Cheers. These little sips are killing me. I can go take a picture and drink them up with you.